even that won't bring back the life I lost.
That's gonna
You
make you
gotta
feel
feel
better.
it. Yes, you gotta
Feel
feel
better
it.
in that
You
moment.
gotta feel it. Hell yeah. You gotta feel it. You gotta understand the way that knife twisted in my heart that you took my loved one. You gotta feel what the fuck I feel before we off you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about torture to the highest degree.
Right.
You gotta feel that before you go. And you know, fuck it. If some of your family members, you know, like your father that want to get out there and speak on your behalf, let's fuck him up too. Before you punch out. You know
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying?
a hit 'em up coming up.
Yeah.
What's that?
You know, it just like that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all see that movie,
Hey,
Miseducation of Sonny Carson?
man, that's my shit.
I love that shit.
That's my
That's
shit.
what you do.
I
You
posted
fucked me
that
up.
up. Man, yeah. Hey,
You ever see that
hey,
movie?
that's one of my favorite movies of all time. The Miseducation of Sonny Carson.
It's like, I got it on DVD.
1974.
It's like Warriors and Coolie High mixed together with black and in New York.
Yeah, that brother went through it. Yeah, that brother went through it. That brother went through it.
Some of those speeches in there, boy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They had real street people in there doing the acting, you know what I'm saying?
Sonny Carson, you know that he was a real character. He wrote the book and you know gave his testimony before they made the movie. But you know, I mean, like man, he went through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, for people like Dylan Roof or you know,
well,
going back to
somebody like a Dylan Roof, a George Zimmerman,
yeah, he's another one.
other names out here. It's something in us that's very forgiving. Like, easily I could take the stance about me, I ain't out here killing my brothers. That's because I'm not in that world. You know what I'm saying? But I wonder sometimes, like, if I was, am I that gone that I could kill you and Zimmerman walk around still? Especially if I'm in Florida or I'm in these areas where he at. Like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
Well, I still allow that, but I will kill you. And then you can watch like some of these days when on inauguration day, when we watch Trump go in, some of us are watching. I may not even watch it, to be honest with you, but
I'm not.
I barely.
Wait,
I
before
really
you
didn't
go to
watch
that
Obama's
point.
speech.
Me neither.
Before you go to that point, what's the difference of us knowing people that killed our relatives and we not do nothing to them?
I don't understand it either.
Well,
We finna get into. It's a point. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to go into a certain conversation or not? But I'll speak on another one because we have some people we went to school with that got changed over. My man will say, and people know who did it. Anybody did it. And then for me, that lesson was that I was taking them raps too serious. I thought we supposed to, you know what I'm saying? So that's my man's here, but that's y'all man's. So I can't jump ahead of y'all, but if I was y'all and my man's, that man can't ride through here now and just.
Yeah, it was a lot. It's a lot of fruitcakes with that, and
you know what I'm saying?
For me that's a subject I can't really speak to.
It's hard to speak to, because it's
no,
almost
because
But I'm just
being in their
saying.
positions and having lost ones and then acting on that vengeance and that that's something the ones that go speak to that.
Right.
Yeah, that's very personal. I don't let shit ride. I'll just put it like that.
Yeah, you not. It's easy for me to talk to it, because I never had to enact no vengeance like that. I ain't gonna lie. All my brothers out with me, it never happened. I've had associates and people that I'm good with. I had my man's boy go. Had a lot of different situations. It was always some barrier in between. It was like, okay, that's their business to handle. I hope they handle that, or whatever. I hope whatever comes, they're at peace with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's never really happened to me. But in my mind, it's like, now as we get older, now at 40, I actually had a friend of mine where his cousin was killed, and catches on Facebook, because we still on social media too, right? They were on Facebook talking that we smoking on Shorty name. That's what they do, right?
Yeah, right.
They doing all this other stuff and
Smoking on Shorty name.
they be like I'm smoking on Quap. Quap
And
got
that
killed.
means
And then be some boy we killed.
Did you really want to put that in the atmosphere?
Yeah, they don't care.
I don't do spooky stuff anyway. I don't believe in spooky stuff.
It is okay. That is.
Oh, I'm drawing up with you. I was like, huh?
No.
No,
I'm just saying.
what you speak is.
You did. And they don't
Okay.
care. They putting that energy out there.
But no, they'll be online. It's wild. If you get sucked into that world of bad grammar posts of
No
the
comment.
fuck y'all want to do, spelled all crazy with gun emoji, pow pow, bang gang gang, them posts. If you get into what that shit really mean and what's behind all that shit, it'd be like somebody got killed and people was like just talking crazy about it. What we wouldn't do, you know what I'm saying? They indicting themselves really, but they'll be doing that, and then you'll find somebody that's our age to be like, I'm gonna handle that. So my boy was on that, you know what I'm saying? And he retired, you know what I'm saying? We ain't about that, like we ain't, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, how you got 30 minutes in you? You ain't finna be out here all week riding around with guns, riding around trying to enact this vengeance for your cousin that was killed. Yeah, you sad, you upset about that, but you ain't finna be. You ain't even live over. You finna just be over in the land, just riding around, looking for whoever and all that. Looking for who? You don't know who. What you doing? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand you're upset, so it gets to a certain point that you realize you're not really on that anymore. I got another homeboy who was on that, and he gone right now. He locked up. And it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be 10 at least before he come home. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't even get caught doing the deed. He got caught with it. But you know what I'm saying? So that's not really a thing to do. But I can see how, especially you start dealing with social media, if it gets in your face, or somebody's really like getting to the point where they're going to be saying this is what I do, and that's a dumbass usage of Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Yeah, it is. But they actually do it. It's not fake.
Yeah, I was saying they got ulterior motives because you know it's funny you speak to that situation. I got a very close family member that was in a widely publicized situation of that very nature recently, with you know the new hottest chick in the game, young M.A.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That situation with my, you know, she spit the freestyle in Philly and said she been smoking on Tuki,
right.
which is you know, young brother that got changed in the city, and he happened to be affiliated with my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So my cousin and them, you know, they put out some social media videos, you know, demanding an apology, and a lot of, you know, threats was tossed back and forth. No threats on her life per se, but just, you know, you can't come to Chicago, that kind of shit.
Alright, well pause right there.
Yeah.
Because I definitely want to flesh this conversation out right here. And then at some point, like I said, even, you know what I'm saying, bro, when I come through, we can talk about it. Because I heard this from the New York side.
Yeah.
I got all this from the New York side.
Yeah,
right?
them
so,
Taxstone and
yeah,
all them.
Yeah. I said, I listened to Taxstone.
Yeah.
And so one day he went to this rent.
Yeah, he was talking to my cousin.
Yeah, and I know who he's talking about. And it's strange. I'd had a couple incidents in life where I've seen somebody going crazy on. I've seen some shit go viral and crazy, and I actually knew the people they talk about, and the people that they talk about, they got fucked up. So I can see for once he think your cousin is a shorty.
Well, you know, I mean, shit. You know, he in his mid-20s.
He talking like he's 17.
Right. Yeah. He
don't
know
like
that.
17, 18.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But either way, when they post a video about this, it's what they have to understand is that there's going to be a certain group of people who take that as you're just trying to get publicity.
Exactly. And I you know, we had that conversation, and that was my sentiment. You know what I'm saying? Like this is very unnecessary.
Right. Even if you do have that feeling, now I'm gonna take for granted y'all are a different generation, and y'all feel the need to post all y'all thoughts and do videos, and y'all take pictures, and y'all do all this stuff now. I see that, but if you're going to have a situation that you feel deeply about, are you really going to be getting in a car accident and dying and going on Instagram? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When is importance of the or the gravity of the situation outweigh the need to publicize it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I want to pause right there. That was a thing of him being looked at from the outside, looking in right there when he go online and start talking. Is this he trying to promote his music?
And that's how we looked at it. You know, now he, like I say, he got some real ties to Shorty. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, we know good and damn well that, you know, this sister from Brooklyn.
Right.
She don't know what the fuck goes on in Chicago.
Exactly
what the guy, you know what I'm saying? She heard some shit that sounded catchy to her. She spit it in a freestyle.
That might be. That's what we call trees.
Right, and that's a slang term for weed nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, these shorties call. They come up with so. Slang change every fucking week now.
Right.
You know, especially with these shorties, they be off so much other shit. You know, they unlock different dimensions to high. You know what I'm saying? All we knew was some you know, like some skunk weed or some dro. You feel me?
If
I mix that with a fifth of Hennessy, then yeah, you know, I'm on another plane. But now these shorties taking shit.
They don't put up.
Yeah, that we couldn't like you couldn't score this kind of shit in high school. Like who the fuck knew? Like these niggas got shrooms over there, or they got lean, or they got acid, or like ecstasy, coke. We couldn't even score no damn coke in high school. Like if you was one of them snorters, you couldn't find that shit. You had to go somewhere the fuck else. You know what I'm saying? So these shorties got access to so much shit, they be getting high and they just make up all kind of crazy shit. And then, you know, everybody, you know, infatuated around the country with Chicago vernacular now. So, you know, that shit becomes slang everywhere else.
So when they got that reaction about that post,
right.
were they angry or were they happy that they got some attention?
Well, I mean, based on our conversation, you know, I'm in the thick of that. You know what I'm saying? Just as far as knowing, you know, who his people is.